Trigger time! Yes, hey everyone, I'm Sam Shocker. We have an exceptional show, so without further ado, our co-host, our very own Brie Esrig. You can subscribe to her YouTube channel at Brie Esrig. You guys, we have Justin Bieber's former road tour manager in the house. He's also quite the entrepreneur. Kenny Hamilton is here. Woo! Yeah, Kenny. We are going to get to know Kenny a little bit more in just a bit, so stay tuned for his interview. And Brett Ehrlich, Viral Video Film School is back by popular demand.
It's back, and also what else? I've also started a very big Rabbit Ears Awareness Foundation that I think everyone should know about.
Pricey
great!
Shit, my new favorite web series.
Pricey Shit #2 is out.
Good.
Viral Video Film School goes up today about a new kind of condom.
Oh.
That is insane.
Okay.
So enjoy.
All right, excited about that. And you can catch me live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Dr. Drew on Call every night on HLN Tune In. And then this weekend on CNN, my Pop 5. So make sure you watch it. All right, so let's get to know Kenny Hamilton a little bit more, shall we? Kenny, I was quite impressed with, I don't even know how to preface this, because you have led a very interesting full life in your short life thus far. Right. You grew up in Georgia. He served for our country, you guys. Let's give him a big round of applause for that, in the Navy. But then you come back and you established yourself as an on-air radio personality, and that's how you met Justin Bieber and Scooter Braun.
Right.
And then how did that transpire?
Well, Scooter and I met when he was working with Jermaine Dupri in Atlanta. I was working in radio. We actually were working with other rappers before this kid named Asher Roth. So we had other rappers in Atlanta. He found Asher on MySpace. A few months later, he found Justin on YouTube. But this is over this span, we had been together before then for about 3-4 years, and then that started happening. So then it was kind of like, oh, this is cool.
But you gave up your career at the moment as an on-air radio personality to manage Justin Bieber's tour and be his road manager, his security detail.
The whole preface for me being in radio was for me to get into the record industry some way, somehow. And everybody of Atlanta, hip hop was and still is the big thing out of there. So then when we had this opportunity, it was okay, you do this, you do that, you do this. So yeah, I started out as his bodyguard and then road managing, and we kind of just did a hybrid of things because we had a really small team. Wow. So it's you do that, you do this, you do that, and let's make this thing work.
So you wear many hats.
Right.
And as an entrepreneur, and we'll get to that, you have to wear many hats. And I'm sure that helped you establish to who you are today. But give us an idea, a day in the life of Justin Bieber. Is it as crazy as we would all imagine? Does he ever have downtime? Is he always being followed?
I mean, you always have a few people following you here and there, a few fans, some paparazzi, but I mean, for the most part, it's not that crazy. You guys only see the crazy stuff because that's what's either scheduled or where we're supposed to be. But on a daily basis, it's skate parks, it's going to eat, it's kind of chilling out, video games. Touring-wise, it was every city we would always try to find something cool to do. I mean, some cities we went and played laser tag.
I like it.
But we would just walk into certain places where you would never think that we would be in. And then as he got older, that's when you'd be in certain countries. In Canada, you can go out to clubs at 18, 19. So then once you got a little older, he started going to the different places here and there, but just trying to have a good time, just like we all do.
Now, you are quite the entrepreneur. You are co-owner of some of the hottest nightclubs around, Bootsy Bellows. So how did you go from working with the Justin Bieber team to you saying, okay, I'm going to get into this nightclub industry and dominate it?
When I was back in Atlanta, I used to promote, so Scooter, I don't know if you know this, but Scooter was one of the biggest, they used to call him the White Diddy. He was one of the biggest party promoters from Emory University in Atlanta.
I had no idea.
This was during 2002, 2003, All-Star Weekend. He was the kid that would throw the hugest Emory, Georgia Tech Ragers and have rappers come perform. And that's how he got in with Jermaine Dupri and Ludacris.
Wow.
So that's when he started. So I used to host parties with my radio station. I used to promote parties and things like that. So it's always kind of been around us. And John Turgeon and Brian Toll are the principal guys in the H-Word group.
Yep.
And John brought me in with their company just to kind of help bring more of an aspect of music. So I pretty much handle a lot of the entertainment side, the music, the celebs. I mean, we all do to a certain extent, but I want to get into real estate more. I'm actually dabbling in politics now with Bobby Shriver. So I've been touching a lot of different things that I want to get into, and I want to own properties and stuff in California. And one way of kind of getting your name out there is by doing events and being around a lot of these people who want to
you're a man with a plan. I mean, this is a 5-year plan in the making. This is really cool. And I think it's important too because you do have a really dedicated fan base. I mean, to have 2 million Twitter followers is a responsibility, but it's great because really the sky is the limit if you are entrepreneurial like you are. So are you going to do something with that fan base aside from real estate and everything?
One thing I try to do, because what I'm also doing right now is I'm the director of influencer marketing for Beats Music. So I started that 2 months ago. So my whole job with that is to get Beats in like cool aspects of lifestyle, fashion, things outside of music, also with music, but just different things as well. I don't use the fan base. I try to educate. I try to like uplift. Like I'll tweet things on Mondays and people are like, things that no one ever says, hashtag Kenny Hamilton, I love Mondays. Because that's what I would like tweet up. Or like
Mondays. Instead of being like, Ma, it's Monday, Monday, like I say.
But it's, you know, it's Monday. It's like, it's another week, another opportunity to do something great, to fix whatever you didn't do last week, you know, so it's like, you always want to like I'm not a negative person. When you meet me, I'm going to smile. When I leave, I'm going to smile, and that's what you remember. So like, I always want to just make sure.
I love you so much.
Well, no, it's just,
I do.
Even through touring, and one thing that I noticed how Justin touches so many people, and people are like, I don't understand the Beliebers. There's some kids that go through so many different things in their house. Like no one knows what happens to people and these children when the doors are closed. So for some of these kids, like Justin is like their way out, or their like peace and serenity when their parents are fighting, or there's abuse and there's poverty and things like that. So I know that, and I get direct messages all the time from these kids. It's like, oh, my brother is in jail now. Oh, like you just saved my life. And I'm like, well, you know, I just pray to God. That's what I do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do in your religion, but you may want to try it out, you know? Talk to my Jesus real quick. He'll tell you something.
All right.
But, so it's just more of an inspirational thing. And my following, yes, it started off with a lot of Beliebers, but now, obviously, since I'm involved in like politics now and like music, I have a lot of friends that are in film and TV and things like that. So it's grown to where it's becoming, you know, it's kind of formulating into my own following of people that want to know what's going on. Because I like to speak up about everything from Russell Simmons and I working on different things. And I told my father this, but because I'm a black man in America and I have a voice, a lot of our civil rights people are, you know, passing away. They're old. They're, you know, we joke about Jesse Jackson and Reverend Al Sharpton, but they were marching with Dr. King when no one else was. So they had a voice then, and I do want to be, as I become older, I'm a young 33. Now, as I become older, I want to be a voice for young people and something of a positive outlook. So that's what I'm trying to kind of transition that image into.
Good for you. To all of our viewers out there, please let us know what you thought of his interview and your thoughts on Justin Bieber and Kenny, and just any positive words of affirmation, because I feel like that's kind of like where we should go from here. Thanks to Kenny Hamilton. We will see you guys all next time on Pop Trigger.